and welcome back to Crimson Grey, where stuff is getting serious. John is standing on the edge of the building. She's got a knife. John pissed himself. Yeah, all that fancy stuff. I'm your main man, Aaron Paradise, and let's just get into it. I read this already, but I'll just read it again. He took several steps to the very edge before she could stop him, and turned around to face her. The back end of his shoes hung off the edge of the building, nothing between him and a fatal fall. My life matters so much to you. Stop toying around with me. No, you don't understand. Don't make her cry, dude. What do you even want? To stab me until I'm yours forever? Is that it? Never! John is so good and kind. I would never need to stab him. Please come away. I'll take good care of you. You can't. Huh? Maybe you had good intentions, but you need help, and unless you get it, you can only hurt me. I will, whatever you want, I promise. Just don't hurt yourself. It was a lie, of course. She was just saying whatever it took to get him to step away from the edge. It was exactly how he'd imagined it would go. He'd stand at the edge and everyone would say all kinds of lies about how much he mattered to them because they'd care for the first time. Not about him, but about the idea of him. But, the look in her eyes, that couldn't be fake. It might be a twisted love, but she loved him utterly. She needed help too. Maybe he could be the one to help her, assuming she didn't stab him. But what the hell was he living for, anyway? Lizzie, would you make me a promise with me? Would you make a promise with me? A promise? I'll step away. I'll talk to you, or let you leave notes in my locker, or whatever it is you want. But you have to listen to me and get some help. Can you do that? You promise? You promise you won't leave me if I say yes? I won't leave you, Lizzie. Forever? Uh-oh. The answer stuck in his throat, and he hesitated, wondering if he wasn't making a mistake and saying too much. But in the end, he swallowed and nodded. Forever. Ah. Now set down the knife, and I'll... Whoops! As he started to step away, John lost his balance and fell backwards suddenly. He was in free fall. 'Cause I'm free falling. Nothing between him and a cold pavement. I'm scared. Just let me go. At that moment, Lizzie lunged forward instantly, fast, and grabbed his wrist. Impossible! She held him up. Her body was thin, yet somehow she had stopped his fall and held him up with one hand. Just like that girl from... Oh, damn it, what anime was that? That crazy Yandere girl that was like the council leader and the boy... where Japan has forbidden the lewd stuff, sexual content and all that, and she loved him so much she was gonna with him against his will. She was pretty strong as well, that she cut through the fence and held a knife up to her friend's neck, threatening him because she was crazy and stuff. Because Yandere's man. And I've been with some crazy girls before. I don't think any of them had the strength to lift me up, though. Her eyes held a mixture of unstable fear and twisted desire. In that moment, he knew with absolute certainty that if he had fallen, she would have thrown herself off after him. You can't die, John. You're the only one. The only one. With the same incredible strength, she pulled him back up to the rooftop. Fortunately, she had left the knife behind when she lunged to catch him, but he was still anxious being so close to her. John! John almost died! John, I love you. I won't let anything bad happen to you. Dot dot dot. It was clear that she was completely unstable. But was she actually dangerous? She seemed to care about him more than anything. Or was he just so pathetic that he'd latch onto anyone who showed him the slightest signs of an affection and worthless? You keep your promise, right? Of course, of course! Then tomorrow we'll go talk to someone. See if we can't get you some medication. Is that okay? If it's what John wants, then of course it's okay. Good, then perhaps... But I want more than that. Oh, that music, perfect timing. Dot dot dot. I love you, John. I told you over and over. Don't you love me too? Ooh. At least she was asking without the knife in her hand, but was there a good answer to that question? No, he had to think about it logically. She wanted him to answer yes, but that just might make her worse. The risk of saying no could be ignored either. Though. I can't save it. Oh, it's not like my life as a maiden where I can save before I make the decision. Cautiously say yes. Let her down gently. Cautiously. I've been in this situation before, and neither outcome. I've been in this situation twice, well, more than twice, and let me just say, none of these two. I think there should be like a third option of, like, telling her and saying we can work on it because we don't know each other. But, oh man, even that sounds like it would fuck things up. Because I know I've dated some crazy people, but I don't think they were crazy enough to go around burning trees and set. I don't know. I'm just going to keep my mouth shut about past personal life issues. Cautiously say yes. Lizzie, I don't know you very well, but despite all this, I think you're a good person. No, I'm awful. John is just being kind and not answering the question. Did I click the right one? I want to get to know you better, Lizzie. Maybe then I could love you. Ah, he said it. She ignored everything and just accepted the yes. No, well, not nice. Scary. Creepy. Piss is rolling down his leg. John desperately hoped that wasn't a mistake. He hoped this wasn't a mistake. But he hadn't been stabbed yet. And after how today had gone, that was good enough for him. Then I'll see you later, okay? I'll be watching you, but yes, later. I had a smile on my face and then it just disappeared whilst I read that sentence. You're not going to do anything crazy. No, John loves me. That's all that matters. We both need to get to class, but we'll talk tomorrow, okay? Okay. La-di-di-di-da. The rest of the day was even more of a blur than usual, everyone's voice not even echoing in his head. John could hardly believe what he had just done. It all seemed like a dream now. Had Lizzie really pulled a knife on him? Had he really threatened to jump off the school building? Damn it! Yeah, okay. It made him wonder if he wasn't the insane one. But no, it had really happened. For better or for worse, he was stuck in this situation. Only when he was heading to bed did John realize that he felt strangely alive, even better than after his therapy session. Maybe it was the brush with death. Maybe it was just having something to think about other than his pathetic assistance, but he felt almost good. Maybe that meant he was crazy too. But right now, he was just glad to sleep soundly. There wasn't something there, was there? In the morning, it all seemed even more unbelievable. John sleepwalked through his routine, half certain that he would find out if it all been a dream. But when he arrived at school, he found Lizzie waiting for him by the school entrance. She looked like she could have been waiting there the entire night. When she saw him, though, her face lit up. "John, you're finally here. I've been waiting so long." "Can I ask how long you've been waiting?" Good morning." "Yes, it's a wonderful morning. Really, it looks grey and dull." "I spent so long too nervous to talk to you. Afraid that you would hate me. But we had such a nice talk. Now I'm barely nervous at all. But my heart, it still goes crazy every time you get near, John." ... Isn't it horrible that we have to be in a different classes? Lovers shouldn't be separated like this." "Isn't lovers like, when you. Will you eat lunch with me today? Please, won't you?" She could sound so adorable. Normally, he'd be happy to have girls like her asking to eat lunch together, but... "Sure, on the roof again?" "No, there might be unkind people there, and you might feel sad again." "No, I have the perfect place. Not by the bird tree, is it? Where is it?" "That's a secret. I show you at lunchtime." I've never seen like those swirly characters used before in a sentence or anything. He really wasn't sure how to feel about that. Just be happy. Just be fucking happy that there's at least a crazy girl that likes you. Or loves you. For once, John had something to look forward to. Or dread. He wasn't sure. The minute seemed so cruel. Until it was finally lunchtime. When he went looking for Lizzie, he discovered that she was waiting behind him, completely silent, watching him. She's an assassin! Hi Lizzie. Let's go! Oh, she's so cute but crazy and scary. We don't need to go to the cafeteria this way. So she practically dragged him away from the school and on one of the paths in a nearby forest. Soon they got far enough that they couldn't hear any sounds from the school. "Here, it's perfect, just perfect." She's gonna fucking murder me, John. Murder John. But they're still me, because I'm playing as John. Lizzie faced away from him, giving him a soft little laugh. Then suddenly she whirled around, thrusting something towards him. Not a pelvis, is it? A lunchbox! Next mother gonna get my metal. And I might be that next mother that gets that metal from her. Like, dush! Meow, meow, meow. Meow, meow, meow. Enough reminiscing and music. It's time to get back to the game. I worked really hard on this. Why am I reading? I worked really hard on this. You have to eat it. You have to. Please don't have any piss or anything like that, or your saliva, or your vaginal juice. Yet again, I'm just bringing up that anime. That what was her name? Anna. Crazy girl made those cookies, and it had a like. I don't know why I'm making that sound, but I'm not gonna say anything. Oh, okay, thanks, Lizzie. She gave a little squirrel and promptly sat down on a small rock. It seemed she had a second lunchbox of her own, but she kept it on her lap until he opened his. John was braced for a horror show, so to his surprise, it was just normal food. It actually looked pretty good. He took a bite, and it tasted good too. John realized that Lizzie was staring at him intensely as if her life was on the line, so he smiled at her. It's really good. Yay! I worked so hard on it. So, do you want to just eat together, or... This is a date, isn't it? We should get to know each other more. I want to know everything about you. Well, I'm nothing special. John, shut up. That's not true. She might kill you for dissing yourself. So calm down from dissing. Let me see what to say. Despite himself, John found it easy to talk to her. Music changed. It's nice instead of creepy. He was sure he was sounding like an idiot, rambling about stupid, mundane topics. Yet she listened to every word with rapt attention. God damn it. It was bizarre to have someone actually care about his life. His father never had time. His friends were too busy with their own thing. Miss Smith was just listening professionally, but Lizzie really cared. He knew that she wasn't well, that her obsession was probably a sickness, yet a pathetic part of him didn't care, was just happy to have someone paying attention to him. Only after talking for a long time did he realize that he was talking about himself like a self-centered jerk. She didn't seem to mind, but he still felt guilty. Sorry, I've been talking a lot. I can do that sometimes. Oh, don't apologize. I like listening to you. It's been pretty boring, though. I mean, you already know a lot about me. I want to know everything about you. I've been watching you a long time. I know all the facts, but I still don't know anything. Everything. I can't see inside your head. That's where the important parts of John are. But I can't see them. Oh, the eyes. I wish there was a way to crack your head open, see all the thoughts inside. Please don't smash my head open with a rock. John swallowed uncomfortably, choking on the sandwich he was munching on. You can always just ask me what I'm thinking, okay? Please don't smash my head in the rock. I'd do anything. Okay, you're so nice, John. ... Her eyes are back to normal. ... So, Lizzie, tell me about yourself. I'm interested to know, actually. Oh, there's nothing to tell. I'm not important. I just want to listen to you more. Yes, but if I want to know more about you, don't you want to tell me? John is so kind. I don't deserve him. So, what about your parents? I live alone now. Neither of my parents wanted me anyway. I'm sure that's not true. They probably you don't have to make me feel better. I don't mind. You don't mind that your parents... My father never loved me anyway. My mother's dead now. My parents are separated too. They never made it formal, but yeah, they're separated. Mum doesn't like to visit, and Dad is always at work. So it's like he's not really there. You mean they just leave you alone? How horrible! I should try and make a voice. Oh, that's a scary face. How dare they just leave you like that? Clubs Are you in any after-school clubs? Not, literature club, is it? When he wasn't pulling a conversation away from troubling topics, John actually found himself enjoying their talk. Or maybe he was just happy to be talking to someone and actually managing to pay attention to the conversation. He finished every bite of the lunch without thinking about it, given the way she stared at the last crumb while he finished them. That was pretty good. Probably a good thing. Too late. It occurred to him that she might have tampered with the lunch. Yet, as she stared at him, so pleased that he had enjoyed it, John couldn't believe that she would do anything bad to it. You should go watch that anime. What was that anime called, damn it? It escaped my mind. I just remember the SOX. As soon as he had that thought, he remembered that the tree and shivered involuntarily. After school, John had barely gotten out the door when he spotted Lizzie following him. It seems as though she was stalking him at first, but when he made eye contact, she gave him a sweet smile and skipped forward. John, let's walk home together. Do we live in the same direction? No, but don't worry, I'll walk back to my house later. Which meant she did know where he lived. He really needed to be more cautious. Maybe we could do something else. You remember our promise? Yes! Getting medicine and therapy had really helped me a lot. That's a lie! I hope it will help you too. Now, I think the easiest thing to do would be to take you to Miss Smith's. She could... No! No! I hate her! She's awful! And she wants to take you away from me. Oh, God. Wait a second now. That's not true. She just wants to help. John is too nice. He can't see what kind of person she is. I have to protect him. Whoa, Lizzie, wait. Calm down. If you don't want to talk to Miss Smith, we can do something else, alright? Okay. It's probably best not to choose a woman. There had to be a male Coatec pharmacist in town. Maybe one of them could prescribe something. But he really wasn't sure how that worked. He had been counting on Miss Smith to guide the process, but now he'd have to figure it out on himself. Lizzie, I need to do a little research first. Is that okay? Okay, I'll follow you. Maybe it would be easier if I did it myself. No. I don't like that idea. I'll see you tomorrow, okay? You can bring another lunch. Okay, see you tomorrow, John. He'd hoped that medicine would help her stabilize. After all, she'd be cute if... Why exactly was he doing this? He had told himself it was to help her and make sure no one got hurt, but now he was hoping she could become normal and stay with him. Pathetic. He couldn't get a girlfriend normally, and so he had to take advantage of some poor girl's obsession. ... For now, it didn't matter. She really did need help, and he might be able to get her to it. It was just a question of how. The best way was probably to ask for advice, either from Miss Smith or a pharmacist. He couldn't try to research some himself, though he doubted he'd be any good at it, and he supposed it wouldn't hurt to ask her if she was taking anything else or had allergies to something. Damn it! He should have done that earlier. Now it was too late to... ... She's back! John realised that she was still following him. He shouldn't have been surprised. Okay, so asking her was still an option. But he only had so much time before he had to get home and do his schoolwork, so he needed to choose carefully. Talk to Miss Smith, talk to the pharmacist, research in the library, talk to Lizzie. Just go home already. Go home early. Talk to Lizzie. John walked along the streets until he was sure that Lizzie was sneaking after him. Then he turned and waved to her. She waved back. Hi, John. Did you change your mind? Can we go home together? I knew you... No, I just wanted to check with you. Are you taking any medication right now? Have you had any bad reactions in the past? Oh, no, I've never taken anything. My mother always took too many drugs. It scared me when I was little. I see. Are you sure you're really alright taking medication? Are you sure you're really alright taking medication now? Then what? Aw, John is so considerate. Don't worry, I'd be fine. I see you take your medicine every day to try to get better. I want to be like you. Okay, good. I hope it will help. I'd take anything you give me, John. That don't sound good. Stepping out onto the street, John glanced at his watch and decided he had some more time to do research on his option. Talk to Miss Smith. John headed back to school and discovered that Miss Smith was still in her office. She always put in long hours. For a moment, he saw her at her desk before she had seen him. She looked older, more tired, just staring at the papers in front of her as she worked through them. When she spotted him, though, she immediately flashed a smile. Hello, John. Did you forget something? No, I was just wondering if you could help me with something. I know a person who seems to need some medical help, but it really would be easier if they came in to see me. I'm afraid one of the issues is paranoia. I guess I don't think they'd be willing to do that, but I'd like to help. Well, it's dangerous to diagnose someone indirectly, but if you describe them, I can at least give you some basic advice. John describes Lizzie's worrying behaviour as best as he could without identifying her. He wasn't sure why he was so careful. Maybe because she might come after him with a knife if he said too much. When he finished, Miss Smith nodded thoughtfully. It does sound like a serious case. You want to get a blood test done in case there's a serious chemical imbalance. Do you think there are any drugs that could help? Kotek has a line of very powerful new drugs that could certainly help. But the question is, which one would be appropriate? I get the sense that there is a fixation to it. I wish they'd finished developing Rosapan, but I guess it's too early for that. Now, I'd suggest one of two choices. Nielsen or Yandere. Yandere sounds like it for a Yanderer. In fact, I'm going to look up why Yanderers are called Yanderers. I've never heard of either of those before. Either of those. Either of those before. They wouldn't be at all appropriate for treating your condition, or most conditions, honestly. They're very experimental. Yandere is a sedative and antipsychotic, while Narsan promotes focus and clear thinking. Well, that sounded like something he needed. I'm just not sure which one would be right. A decision like that should really be made by a medical professional. Are you sure I can't help directly? No, it would be fine. Thanks, Miss Smith. It was getting late and John realised he needed to get home quickly if he wanted to have time for his homework. On his way back, he was sure Lizzie was following him but couldn't get a clear look at her. At least it was only one more day until the weekend. Right, I'm gonna leave it off there. I've been your main man, Aaron Paradise. Thank you for watching Crimson Grey playthrough. Well, read through. How bad I am at it, but doesn't matter. Thank you. Well, it does matter, but you get to laugh at me and you're like, aha, this retard can't read. But anyway, thank you for watching nonetheless. Please like, subscribe, comment and share, all that fancy stuff, and I shall see you in the next episode. Thank you, and bye.